Men over 60, I'm going to tell you something most doctors won't say out loud. Right now, your sperm count may be at the lowest it's ever been. Not just lower than when you were young, dangerously low. And with it, your testosterone, your energy, your drive, your sense of vitality, they may all be slipping away, quietly, silently, without warning. But here's the good news. This is not permanent. You're not broken. And what I'm about to share with you could be the turning point. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara, a men's health and fertility specialist with over 3 decades of clinical experience. I've dedicated my life to helping men, especially those in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, restore their reproductive power, reclaim their confidence, and feel fully alive again. And here's what most people get completely wrong. They think fertility is just for younger men, but the truth is, your body still has the blueprint to produce strong, healthy sperm, if you feed it what it needs. And that starts with 5 specific foods that most men ignore, or worse, completely avoid. These foods are not only scientifically proven to increase sperm volume, motility, and hormone levels, they also support your heart, brain, muscles, and mood. Stick with me, because in a moment, I'll reveal all 5. And number 5? It's one most men over 60 overlook, but it just might be the most powerful of them all. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss a powerful tip designed to help you stay strong, energized, and thriving well into your 60s and beyond. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 and let me know how I can better support your journey to better health. All right, let's get into the heart of it. Starting with the very first food that can dramatically improve sperm production, support testosterone, and restore vitality in men over 60. It's simple, easy to find, and backed by science. Yet most men overlook its incredible power. Let me show you exactly why this food needs to be on your plate starting today. Let's begin with a powerful, yet often underestimated food that plays a crucial role in revitalizing male fertility: walnuts. Now, I'll be honest with you. When I first started treating older men with fertility issues decades ago, I never expected something as humble as a walnut to show up in the research again and again, but it did. And the more we looked, the more we saw what nature had hidden in plain sight. Walnuts aren't just heart-healthy snacks, they're testicle fuel. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, they help increase blood flow directly to the testes, ensuring your body has what it needs to produce sperm in both quantity and quality. But the real magic lies deeper. Walnuts contain L-arginine, a compound that helps relax blood vessels and support natural testosterone production. For older men, that's gold. I've had patients in their 60s who added just a small handful of walnuts to their daily routine and came back 3 months later with improved lab results and a noticeable boost in energy, mood, and even sexual confidence. One man told me he hadn't felt that kind of vitality since his 40s. It was as if something had switched back on. There's also powerful vitamin E and plant-based antioxidants in every bite, working to reduce inflammation in the reproductive system and support the overall environment where your sperm are made. It's not just about producing more sperm, it's about building better sperm, stronger, faster, and more resilient. You're not just restoring function, you're restoring pride. And here's what really hits home for me. So many men walk around thinking this part of life is behind them. That decline is just part of aging. But I've seen again and again that it's not about age, it's about nutrition. Your body still wants to perform. You just have to give it the tools. Now, if something as simple as a handful of walnuts can begin to turn the tide, imagine what happens when we pair that with the next food. A compact, everyday nutrient bomb that not only builds stronger sperm, but shields them from harm. You probably have it in your kitchen right now. Let's keep going. Next, we turn to a food so familiar, so ordinary, that most men never realize it holds the blueprint for stronger, healthier sperm: eggs. Growing up, I remember watching my father crack open 2 eggs every morning without fail. He didn't know the science behind it back then, but instinctively, he was doing something right. Decades later, as a physician, I can confidently say he was feeding his body one of the most complete fertility foods available. Eggs are tiny nutritional powerhouses. They deliver high-quality protein, essential for sperm production, and a range of critical nutrients that help your reproductive system fire on all cylinders. But what makes eggs truly stand out is their rich supply of vitamin E and choline. Vitamin E acts as a shield, protecting your sperm from oxidative damage, the kind of cellular stress that can weaken their structure before they even have a chance to do their job. Choline, on the other hand, is one of the unsung heroes of male fertility. It plays a vital role in testosterone production and sperm membrane integrity, making your sperm not only more plentiful, but stronger and more capable of reaching the finish line. I've had patients in their late 60s make a simple switch, adding 2 or 3 eggs to their daily breakfast routine, and within weeks, they began to feel a difference, more energy, clearer focus, and, in some cases, even stronger morning erections. It's not magic. It's nutrition aligned with biology. Eggs also support more than just your reproductive system. They fuel muscle recovery, strengthen bones, enhance brain function, and help regulate your hormones. When men ask me how to get their vitality back without medications or invasive treatments, I often smile and say, start with 2 eggs and a purpose. Now, if eggs are your armor and builder, the next food is your internal mechanic, repairing, refining, and optimizing the very DNA of your sperm. It's often overlooked, especially by men, but it holds one of the most powerful fertility nutrients of all time. And chances are, if you're like most men over 60, you're not getting enough of it. Let's uncover what it is, and why your future health may depend on it. Now let's talk about a group of foods that quietly hold the power to transform not just your sperm health, but the very quality of your DNA: dark leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and Swiss chard might not be the first things you reach for as a man over 60. I get it, these aren't the flashy foods that get your attention, but hear me out, because they may just be the missing piece in your reproductive puzzle. What makes leafy greens so vital is their rich supply of folic acid, or vitamin B9. It's one of the most overlooked nutrients in men's health, and yet it plays a direct role in how your sperm are formed, and how intact their DNA remains. I remember working with a patient named Thomas, a 67-year-old retired engineer. He came in frustrated, low energy, and convinced that his best years were behind him. His blood work showed borderline folic acid deficiency. We added 2 servings of dark leafy greens to his daily meals. Simple changes like sautéed spinach with dinner or blending kale into a morning smoothie. Within 2 months, his sperm analysis improved, his energy stabilized, and perhaps most importantly, his sense of purpose returned. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm showing up in my own life again." That's what folic acid does. It's not just about producing sperm, it's about producing sperm that carry your genetic legacy without error. Studies have shown that low folic acid levels can increase the rate of chromosomal abnormalities in sperm by as much as 20%. That's not a small number. That's 1 in 5 swimmers carrying broken instructions, something no man wants, regardless of age or intention to conceive. But the benefits of leafy greens extend far beyond fertility. They support healthy red blood cell production, reduce inflammation, improve mental clarity, and even stabilize your mood. These are the kind of changes that sneak up on you, not overnight, but over weeks. One morning, you wake up and realize you're not dragging through the day. You're leading it. And if folic acid is the quiet architect of your sperm structure, the next food is the steel and foundation behind your hormonal strength. It's not found in the produce aisle, and chances are, you've only eaten it on special occasions. But for men over 60, it may be the single most potent trigger for testosterone and sperm production that nature has to offer. Let's dive in. Now, let's move to a food that's often reserved for special dinners or fancy occasions. But for men over 60, it might just be the most powerful, natural fuel for testosterone and sperm strength: oysters. I still remember the first time I recommended oysters to one of my patients. He was 64, struggling with low energy, poor drive, and a deep sense that his body was slowing down in ways he couldn't explain. When I told him oysters could help, he laughed. "You mean the appetizer? That's a fertility food?" I smiled and said, "Not just any food. It's one of nature's most concentrated sources of zinc, and your body's crying out for it." Zinc isn't just important, it's essential. Without enough of it, your body can't produce adequate testosterone, and without testosterone, sperm production slows, erections weaken, and your energy dwindles. Just one oyster delivers more zinc than your entire daily requirement. That means with just a few oysters, you're giving your body the raw materials it needs to restart hormonal engines that have been idling for years. But oysters go beyond zinc. They're rich in selenium, copper, omega-3 fatty acids, iron, and vitamin B12, all of which play vital roles in sperm motility, prostate health, and overall sexual function. It's no wonder oysters have been considered an aphrodisiac for centuries. Science now backs up what ancient cultures knew intuitively. These are not just shellfish, they are potent tools for male renewal. I've had men tell me that just 2 servings a week made a difference they could feel, not only physically, but emotionally. Confidence started to return. The spark with their partner came back. That quiet inner knowing that they were still capable, still strong, began to rise again. And here's the best part. You don't have to eat oysters every day. Just 6 to 8, twice a week, can begin restoring the mineral balance your body depends on. If oysters aren't your thing, don't worry. I've got an alternative coming up next. Because there's one more food, one final game changer that most men never consider. It's small, easy to find, and can fit right into your daily routine, yet it delivers a punch far beyond its size. In fact, it may be the best-kept secret for boosting testosterone and protecting sperm after 60. Let's take a look. And finally, let's talk about a food so simple, so overlooked, that most men pass by it without ever realizing the immense fertility power it holds. Pumpkin seeds. I'll be honest with you. When I first began diving deep into natural fertility boosters for older men, pumpkin seeds didn't catch my eye right away. But the science behind them is undeniable. They are small, yes, but what they carry inside makes them a quiet powerhouse for testosterone support, sperm protection, and overall reproductive vitality. These little seeds are loaded with zinc, magnesium, and powerful antioxidants, exactly the nutrients your body needs as it ages. Zinc, as we've already covered, fuels testosterone and sperm development. Magnesium plays a key role in sperm motility and energy. And the antioxidants? They're like bodyguards for your sperm cells, shielding them from the oxidative damage that naturally increases with age. I had a patient once, a 70-year-old man who was skeptical about making changes to his routine, but he agreed to try adding a quarter cup of raw pumpkin seeds each day. Nothing fancy. 3 months later, his sperm concentration had improved significantly, and so had his mood, sleep, and even blood pressure. He told me, "Doc, I didn't expect much, but I feel sharper, more like myself." What's also remarkable is how easy pumpkin seeds are to incorporate into your daily life. You don't have to cook them, prep them, or remember complicated schedules. Toss them into your oatmeal, blend them into your smoothie, or simply eat them as a midday snack. They're low in sugar, high in impact, and perfectly suited for a man who values his time and his health. If you're not a fan of seafood or simply want a plant-based alternative to oysters, pumpkin seeds are your best friend. They deliver the essential minerals your body needs to maintain strength, balance hormones, and support vibrant sperm health without a fuss. Now that you've seen all 5 foods, the question isn't whether they work. The science and stories make that clear. The question is, are you ready to put them to work for you? Because in a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how to bring these 5 superfoods together into one simple daily routine, and how just a few minutes a day can change the next chapter of your life. Stay with me. Now that you know the 5 most powerful foods for sperm production and fertility, the next step is bringing them together into one simple, sustainable daily habit. Over the years, I've worked with countless men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. Some came in feeling defeated, frustrated by declining energy, low testosterone, or feeling distant from their partners. But what I've learned is this: the body responds when it's given the right support. And when these 5 foods are used together, not as a diet but as a lifestyle, the results can be profound. You don't need to make dramatic, overnight changes. This isn't about strict meal plans or complicated routines. It's about adding these fertility-friendly foods into your day in a way that feels natural. Maybe that's 2 eggs in the morning with a side of sautéed spinach, a handful of walnuts mid-morning, pumpkin seeds sprinkled over a salad or eaten as an afternoon snack, oysters once or twice a week with dinner. None of this is extreme. It's just consistent, thoughtful nourishment, and it works. I've seen men wake up with more energy, report sharper focus, stronger intimacy, and yes, improved lab results, all by committing to this simple shift. And it's not just physical. There's a deeper transformation that happens when you realize you're in control again, that your age isn't the problem, it's your nutrition, and that can be changed. When I started treating fertility in older men, most people assumed it was too late. But today, we know better. Your body is capable of more than you think, and your potential for vitality is far from gone. These 5 foods are more than nutrients. They're signals to your body saying, it's time to perform, time to live fully again. But we're not done yet, because now that you know what to eat and why, the final piece is just ahead. In a moment, I'll walk you through a simple daily routine, one that fits easily into your lifestyle and combines everything we've talked about today into a powerful, repeatable habit. If you've ever wondered what it really takes to feel like yourself again, clearer, stronger, and more alive, don't go anywhere. Let's finish this strong. And now, let's bring it all together, because knowledge without action changes nothing. If you've followed me this far, then I know something about you. You care. You're not ready to give in to the idea that aging means decline. You still want to feel strong, connected, and full of purpose. And you should, because you absolutely can. What we've walked through today isn't theory. It's real, practical science blended with decades of experience helping men just like you reclaim their energy, rebuild their confidence, and reignite their health from the inside out. Let's quickly remember what your body is asking for. Walnuts to fuel blood flow and optimize sperm shape. Eggs to strengthen testosterone and shield your sperm from damage. Leafy greens to ensure your DNA is passed on clean and intact. Oysters to flood your system with the zinc and minerals that keep your hormones strong. And pumpkin seeds, a small, quiet powerhouse that helps keep your sperm moving, your mind sharp, and your system balanced. Each of these on their own has value, but together, they form a foundation for male vitality that's hard to beat. Over the years, I've seen men transform, not just in lab numbers or physical strength, but in how they carry themselves, in how they reconnect with their partner, in how they show up in life. That's the power of choosing better, of feeding your body with purpose instead of habit. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up every day for yourself. So if you're wondering what to do next, start simple. Begin tomorrow with 2 eggs and a side of leafy greens. Add a handful of walnuts. Keep a small bag of pumpkin seeds in your car. Schedule oysters once or twice a week. Build a rhythm. Let your body remember what it's capable of. And remember, you're not too old. You're not too late. The best years of your life don't have to be behind you. They can still be ahead if you choose them. I've seen it happen. You can feel stronger, think clearer, love deeper. You just have to give your body what it's been quietly asking for all along. So here's my challenge to you. Take what you've learned today and put it to work. You'll be amazed at what changes, because when you support your body supports you right back. If you found this message helpful, please take a moment to like this video. It helps more men over 60 discover the tools they need to reclaim their health. Share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone who could benefit. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What change are you committing to today? If you'd like to support this channel and help us continue creating life-changing content for men like you, consider making a small donation. Every bit makes a difference. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another message made just for you.